paid subscription, so
Yeah.
or I still someone else's. Anyway, you can go ahead, Jenny.
All right. So we have Jillian speaking tonight. Jillian Kaplan. She's a one-star diamond coach. She's been a coach for a year. She has an amazing weight loss story. I'm just going to let her kind of take over and roll with it.
Yeah, so thanks for having me, guys. I'm really excited to be here. Pardon my appearance, just one of those days. So
Yeah.
I apologize for the hat. But I'm going to share with you kind of my story and a little bit about like the key theme to my success as a coach has simply been consistency. So I think that, I'll start with, I started as a challenger, and I was a challenger when Jenny was a coach. I believe she was already a coach. I was in her challenge groups. And I started with 21 Day Fix, and I did everything I was supposed to do. I took my measurements, I took pictures, I did the whole nine. And after 21 days, everyone was posting about their awesome results, and I hadn't lost a pound, 0 pounds. And so I was really frustrated because that's frustrating. And so I did my measurements, and I had lost like 12 inches or something crazy. And I felt really great about it. And I was excited. And, I was thinking, if I can make this work for me, I'm going to coach. So I think I did like another round or two, and then decided to give coaching a shot, mostly for the discount. I'm an engineer in real life, and so numbers are kind of my game, and I knew I wanted to stay on Shakeology, not to be TMI, but I had like a lot of digestive issues actually, and I had done, before I started 21 Day Fix, I had done the Advocare 24-day challenge, which completely backfired on me. I wanted it to like help my digestion, and it set me way back. I had like seen my doctor. It was a mess, and Shakeology was really the only thing that helped me. So addition to the weight loss, I was feeling great, physically too. So I decided to kind of go for it and start coaching for the discount. And I started for the discount in late May of 2014. And I didn't really have any idea what I was doing. And my coach is relatively new. And so I was just kind of like, taking in all of her training and going with the flow. And then, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but one day someone sent me the Emerald cost analysis, which I sent Jenny a presentation that she can send to you guys, but I included it in there. And it basically goes over like what it means to be an Emerald coach and how cost effective it is for you. The guy in the presentation actually gives away his samples. I don't give away my samples, I sell them, and he still manages to make it make sense for him financially. So that's kind of when a switch flipped for me. And I was like, yeah, I'm saving money, but why don't I try and, earn an income too? And that night I signed up my husband solely for samples. He gets samples every single month. And my mom, who she sometimes drinks hers and sometimes she has me sell her samples. So I went Emerald that way. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's cheating. Well, sort of cheating, but that was in the beginning of June, so just about a year ago, 2014. And I will tell you that 6 weeks after I went Emerald, I went Diamond. So it's not really cheating if you continue to work your business and grow from there. So then I started to think about, all the things that I wasn't. Right? So like, I don't know if you guys watch some of the top coaches, but I was like, oh my God, they're gorgeous and they're skinny. And some of them have had these amazing transformations, and they're moms and they know all these people and they're famous or whatever. And I wasn't any of those things. I wasn't famous. I'm not a mom. I'm obviously not a model. And I didn't have 100 pounds to lose. So I wasn't going to have an amazing transformation. But I also, wasn't super fit yet. So I was kind of this average person with not a big network. But I came to realize that you have to start thinking about the things that you are. So I am kind of a nerd. I'm an engineer, just kind of by nature, I'm a nerd. And I love animals. And one thing that differentiates being a Beachbody coach and in the health and wellness field from a lot of other opportunities like this is that everyone is interested in health and wellness. I don't care if you're a mom, I don't care if you like cats, whatever your niche is, there are people in that niche who are interested in it, which is different, I feel like, from maybe the makeup industry or the candle industry or something like that, because it's more of a niche business, whereas this business is applicable to absolutely everyone, which I think is really kind of a huge differentiator. So I started to build my network around my groups, which are pretty much dog people. Most of my team are people I know from dog stuff, which I feel like a lot of people wouldn't think that's like the normal way to go, if you will. But like I said, like no matter what your niche is and your network is, if you grow that network, there's going to be people in that network that are interested in it. So like I said, I don't have anything super special, amazing about me, but my number one key to success is just clear consistency. So if you watch me on Facebook, which is where I started, I actually didn't have an Instagram account when I became a diamond coach, and I started it after kind of my warm network dried up, which I wouldn't recommend. So if you don't have an Instagram account and you're just using Facebook right now, I would definitely branch into that as your secondary social media. There are obviously other outlets like blogging and newsletters and websites. I do that stuff, but I feel like Instagram is kind of the easiest of the social networking sites, second to Facebook. So if you're not in there, get in there. But you will notice that I show up every single day. I show up on my Instagram 2 to 3 times a day. I show up on my Facebook 2 to 3 times a day. Usually my Instagram is pretty health and wellness focused. So probably most of my posts on there will be health and wellness focused. And on my Facebook, I'll do maybe 1 health post a day and the others life, animals, whatever. But on my pages, I don't do a ton of straight up advertising. Maybe once a week, I'll post a sale or a flyer, but I don't post like the same sale over and over again. And I try really not to like spam people with, you know, get this for $5, you know, get this for free, whatever the case may be. And so the way I've really built my business is by showing up every day in people's feeds, not being the girl that spams people, and making sure that I'm reaching out to people that I feel like would be either a good fit for my team or a good fit for a challenge group. So really, flyers are great, and there are definitely going to be people that comment on your flyers that you can reach out to. But really the key is you reaching out to people yourself and making those connections and speaking to people. So that's kind of what I would say is one of the things I'm pretty consistent about. And I promise myself, this is like a personal thing. If I post a flyer on my personal page, I have to message 10 people about that flyer. I can't just post it and go. So keep that in mind. Like if you don't have 10 people that you think that you can message about whatever challenge group you're running, don't post it. Because if you can't even think of 10 people that would be interested, there's no point. You know, does that make sense? So let's see. Okay. So most of you guys, is everyone, Jenny, relatively new or older, or are there people that don't know what Success Club is? You're on mute. You're still on mute. Or you're stuck on mute. Okay, never mind. Her screen is frozen. That's fine.
Unfrozen.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Most people know what it is?
Success Club?
Yeah.
Yes, everyone should know what it is.
Okay. So I had no idea what it was when I started. And then, you know, when I started to work the biz, I really understood the importance of it. So Success Club is like really, really important for your business. And I am not one of those coaches that doesn't let people buy a program on its own. Like if someone doesn't want Shakeology, I'm you just want whatever program, be my guest. Like, that's totally fine. But that doesn't obviously count for Success Club. So what I really do with, concentrating on Success Club is, the one thing I do is my sample packs for my husband. I would say in the long term, more than half the people that buy a sample pack end up committing to a challenge pack. It's not always right away, but it's somewhere down the line they come back. One of my best coaches bought a sample pack from me like probably 6 months ago and was like, nah, I'm good. And then she decided to take the plunge into coaching like 4 months after that, and had never bought anything in between those two. So it's like I said, it's not always right away, but it definitely happens. So that's one thing I do. The consistency is super, super, super key. And follow-up is the third thing. So I kind of have a habit of trying to hit Success Club 10 in the first half of the month. I really concentrate on making sure that my points are done and that I can start my challenge group with a good amount of challengers, and I can use the second half of the month for recruiting for my team, whether it be taking those challengers and converting them into coaches, people that I see that have potential, or recruiting new coaches, and also helping my team. So like towards the end of the month when people haven't hit Success Club and they're getting stressed, that's what I try and do. And Jenny and I are success partners. And so I feel like we both kind of are on the same wavelength with that. Like, we both want to hit early so that we can help our teams grow and help grow our teams at the same time. So if you have a game plan, whatever it is, try and stick to it. Like I said, my goal is I usually start a group like the middle of the month. So I spend the first couple weeks recruiting for it. Hopefully like 10 days recruiting for it. I allow at least 5 days to get the challenge pack in, and then I'll start. So this month I'm going to start my group on the 15th. And then the second half of the month I work on converting challengers. I run intro to coaching groups as my team sees fit. We don't have like a set schedule the way Fit Couture does. We're just not that big yet. So people are like, hey, I have a bunch of prospective people, I'll run one. Like, we totally can do that. And it's usually towards the end of the month, which kind of just works for us. Okay, let me see what else I have on here. Okay, so power hours are huge for me. I work a full-time job, a pretty busy full-time job. And so I have to fit in my power hours. And I do that. Sometimes I can sit down and do an hour. And sometimes I cannot sit down and do an hour. So the days that I know that I can't sit down and do an hour, I do 15 minutes when I can. So the most important things that I do consistency-wise are post on Facebook. And I'm not, a lot of people like to schedule their posts. I don't know, like sometimes I'm like, oh, I have this great idea and I know what I'm going to post, and I schedule it while I have it ready to go. But I would tell you like 75, 80% of the time, I have no idea what I'm going to post tomorrow. I have absolutely zero idea. So it's kind of like fly by the seat of my pants. I have a job where I can take 5 minutes and post on Facebook. And my Facebook is private, so that like it's not like blasted to the world. And usually I post on my Instagram early in the morning before work and at lunch and then after work, so that there's like no conflicts with my job, because obviously I'm not sitting on Instagram all day, and I don't want my job to think I'm sitting on Instagram all day if they were to find me. So for those of you that work and are trying to figure out how to make that work, that's personally what I do. A lot of people use Buffer and Hootsuite to schedule. I just don't think that far enough in advance to do that. So that's one thing that I make sure I do is my Instagram. So on Instagram, I've told Jenny my little system, and she's welcome to share with you guys. She has access to all of my Google Docs. But every single day I add 10 people on Instagram via some hashtag. My favorite one right now is Stop, Drop, and Chug. I feel like I've been getting a lot of people that aren't associated with a brand from Stop, Drop, and Chug. I use the followers app to unfollow people that I followed like a week ago and aren't following me back. And then every single Monday, I pick 10 people that I've been following for a while or have been following me that I feel like would make good coaches. And every single day that week, I comment on their pictures. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they get a comment from me. And my comments aren't things like good and awesome. They're like real, genuine comments because I picked these people because I think that they would be a great asset to the team. I personally use Instagram mostly for coaches. I feel like this is just personal, but I feel like it's easier to approach someone and be like, hey, I think you'd make an awesome coach because XYZ versus, hey, do you want to join my challenge group? I see you're trying to lose weight. Like it's less awkward for me to present the opportunity. And it's, in my opinion, it's much more complimentary to be like, you're really inspiring and you're really awesome and you could get paid to do this. So that's my personal choice. But you can certainly you can recruit either. So after I comment on their stuff for a week, on Sundays, I send those 10 people a direct message and I start chatting with them privately. So that's really key too. I'm sure you guys know this, but don't like leave comments on people's pictures that are like, hey, send me an email or want to join my challenge group, because that's just spammy and we're not spammy. So that's like one of the things I definitely do during my power hour. I add people from my dog groups to my friends page, and I make sure to interact in those groups every single day. And I try to message like between 5 and 10 people. Some of those people are coaches, some of those people are already challengers and I'm just checking in. And some of those people are prospective coaches. And follow-ups are key. Basically, once I hit Success Club 10 for the month, I will follow up with people that told me maybe like gradually, but I do like probably 40 follow-ups on the first of every month in order to get to Success Club 10. So I save some of those sometimes, if that makes sense. So if I get 5 yeses in the beginning of May and I feel like, my challenge group is good and it's solid and I can start working on recruiting coaches, I have to budget my time. So if it means that I can't follow up with a bunch of people till June, then so be it. So I think that it's really key to kind of understand your time management. My time is really crunched. I'm sure a lot of you guys work and have kids and animals and all that kind of stuff. So, and that's really kind of what I do during my personal power hours. So I want to talk really briefly, and then I'll hand it over for questions, about the double-edged sword of being your own boss. So we always talk about it, right? Like, you get to be your own boss. How awesome is that? It's awesome, but it also means that you have to motivate yourself to do things. No one is there to be like, hey, get off your duff and finish this report or whatever you have to do, right? Because at my regular job, I have a boss and my boss assigns me things to do and I do them and I submit them by whatever date he needs them done by and I move on. But in this job, I don't have a boss. So the good thing is I can do nothing or I can bust my ass and I can do a lot. And my personal choice is to bust my ass and make it really work, because someday I'd like to not have any boss at all. But you really have to find that like inner motivation and what works for you. I don't know if you guys have success partners, but in my opinion, they're really key, because your coach and your teammates are there to encourage you and lift you up. And your success partner is there to give you a kick in the rump. Like, hey, stop like, that's not my job with my team. My job with my team isn't to tell them to stop complaining and do their shit, pardon my French. But your success partner should be someone that tells you to stop complaining and do your shit. So if you don't have one, I'm sure there's other people on your team that don't have one. There's always people on my team that don't have one. So Jenny and I can certainly exchange names and hook you guys up. But that is like super key if you're having a struggle motivating yourself to be your own boss. So, I mean, the basic, like I said, the basic themes are, you don't have to be like amazing at anything. I joke, I always tell people I'm going to make a presentation about being mediocre at everything, because I am not the the shining star of Instagram or Facebook. I don't take amazing pictures. I haven't lost 100 pounds. I'm not a supermodel. I'm not at my goal weight. I'm not some super mom. I'm not any of those things, but I am unique and individual. And there are things about me that draw people to me. So if you don't know what those things are, there's probably a reason that your coach asked you to join this team. So chat with her or him, I don't know, but chat with her, him, and say, hey, like, what about me made you think I would be a good coach? And work with that, because I bet there's something amazing and unique about you that you can start sharing and really projecting in order to, grow your market and connect with more people. So I'll stop there because I just talked a lot. That's me, actually. I don't even Mike's college wants money.
I have a couple questions before I open it up to everyone else.
Yeah.
Well, first I want to talk about the success partner thing for 1 second. So since I've teamed up with Jillian as my Success Club partner, she's kind of, done that, what she said, kicked me in the ass and said, do your shit. Because there have been a lot of days that I have been just like, I don't want to do this. I'm tired, blah, 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 blah. So I definitely think that everyone should get one, and whoever wants one, we can talk about it and set it up. So that's that. So where do most of your challenges come from? Would you say Instagram or Facebook, or is it kind of a even tie of both?
Probably like 75% Facebook, 25% Instagram.
Okay.
What's really not a little bit sad and something that I do need to work on is sometimes I don't even know where my Facebook friends come from. So like my goal,
the same way.
My goal with Instagram is to get people on Facebook, not because I don't like Instagram, but because for those of you that have used it, direct message is kind of awkward. And like some people's Instagrams are not their names. So I'm like, who is this? Like, I don't remember who this person is. So if I can get them on Facebook and I can get their real name, I just feel like there's more of a real connection. So sometimes I think I have challengers who joined from Facebook, but they were originally from Instagram.
Yeah, I've definitely had the same thing, but I also add a lot from groups, and half the time I look and I'm like, how do I know this person? But I'm like, yeah, I added them, so I somehow interacted with them. But my last question, was that it? Oh, it's not really a question, but it's kind of for everybody. She was talking about how she's active in her dog groups. I strongly advise you all to join some sort of groups that you have hobbies with. I know Melissa Mack, I think you said you're in some sewing or knitting groups or something. Interact in those groups, and even if you don't care what they have to say, post a question until you get a bunch of people commenting back, and start interacting with those people. And then when you get to the point where you feel comfortable, invite them to be your friend on Facebook. This is a great way to expand your network. I just added 40 new people to my network this weekend just from a post in one of my groups. So you definitely need to kind of think outside the box and do these things, a little more often.
And they don't have to be like fitness groups.
Exactly. It shouldn't be a fitness group. It's
yeah.
It should be, but
whatever you're interested in, just join. Because I love being in my groups. It's fun. So I don't do it for just the networking, if you will.
Okay, quick question. Someone just Facebook messaged me. If your Facebook is private, they want to know where you get all these people on Facebook. Are you adding them from groups?
Yeah. Yep, I'm adding them from groups. So my Facebook is friends only, and then some people from work are my friends. So my posts actually go to friends, excluding my work people.
So you block them, okay?
Because I feel weird, like not accepting, like their friend requests, but I don't want them to see everything, and obviously my like page is public, but maybe they'll see it someday, but right now it's not big enough that I don't feel like, it's broadcast.
Okay. All right.
I wish it was, but I wish it was broadcast, but Facebook rarely shows those posts.
My Facebook is the opposite. Mine's completely public except for my kids' posts are private, but I just had someone just message me now saying she's been following me for a while, so I had no idea. So it's always nice to get messages like that. So even if you don't think anybody's watching, they are. So keep posting and keep doing.
That's a really good point. I'm just going to say this really quick. So if you post something, like I post a picture of a cute puppy, I get 200 likes. I post like a workout picture, I get 1 like, and it's from Jenny. Okay. It doesn't matter that no one liked it. People are watching you. I guarantee you they're just like weirded out or embarrassed that they're interested in this, or they're embarrassed that they're overweight or whatever it is. They are watching you. Do not take that as a negative or as anything like that.
Yeah. So we have about 10 minutes left, just an FYI.
Okay.
We all get crickets. It's not just you. I'm a 4-star diamond coach and I get crickets left and right. So it's nothing personal. People are, like she said, just embarrassed or whatever. All right. So I'm going to open it up. I know a couple of you have questions. Let's start with Rachel.
Hi guys. Hey Jillian, first I want to say congratulations on your post today. You look amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
My son's here. All right, by the way, cool. So Instagram, right? I know we talked in the past, and you, in one of the Diamond groups, you posted a message about what you direct message to people.
Yeah.
So can you just give us, because my weakness I feel like is recruiting, can you give us an example? So you follow your 10 people, and then that Sunday you message them. Like, what is a message? Because I always feel awkward talking to people, and like, what do you say to these people? I know you say, no, honey. I know you say something like, you're inspiring, like, well, whatever. Just can you tell us what?
I actually have that template I can send you, but I'm going to let Jillian answer. But I'll
So compliment, comment, question. So you want to say something really nice to them because you're like, I'm not just making this up. I want them to be a coach because I think they'd be good at it, right? I don't just want a coach who's going to be inactive. This is stupid. So I send them a compliment, like something personal. I send them like a comment about their Instagram and like, what it does and how I feel connected to them for whatever reason. And then I always follow up with a question like, do you think that you would be interested in being a health and fitness coach? And I always include that it's no wraps, no pills, and no crash diets, because people that I follow they're not doing that stuff. And I don't want them to think that I'm like trying to scam them, if you will. So Jenny can send it over, but compliment, comment, question.
She said, I have access to all of our files, which are amazing, and I need to be way more organized. But that's a whole different topic.
She can share them with all of you guys. Like if you guys, you're welcome. Just please don't delete them all or anything, but you're welcome to have them all. And I have a video I made that goes through what is where.
I need to be way more organized and have way more time. All right. Anybody else have a question? I know a couple of you had questions you already wanted to ask. Anyone?
I do.
Marissa, thank you.
So how do you find your people on Instagram? I feel like I'm constantly just finding it wraps people or shreds people. I can't find anyone that's not doing a program, but is eating healthy.
What are you searching?
I just type in everything. I just type in every hashtag that I can think of. And it's just I come across everyone that does It Works or shreds. And
okay. So right now I am using a fitness related hashtag, which is Stop, Drop, and Chug. I like it. And I'm finding a lot of people that aren't related to a brand, but I would try something not fitness related. So if you're I don't know, a Massachusetts mom, you could search MA mom, or for me, fur baby mama or dog mom. You can expand your network and it doesn't have to be fitness related. If you're engaged or newlywed or whatever it is, the same kind of things you would search to find a Facebook group on an interest topic, I would search those hashtags that have nothing to do with fitness. Just stay out of anything fitness.
Yeah. So for example, sometimes like Jillian does the dog stuff. Sometimes I do the same thing, like fur mama or something. I'm a twin, so I search twin hashtags all the time. I used to do Weight Watchers. I search that a lot. Even though I don't really run, I search running things, vegan, paleo, even CrossFit, because some CrossFitters will convert. So just search things that aren't really, fitness related. You could do like, I don't know, blonde hair, blue eyes, because you're blonde hair, just something that kind of like something that you like, kind of search those and get those people, into your Instagram. So, anybody else have a question? Come on. Jillian's full of knowledge here. Pick her brain.
I want to go back to some. Oh,
Who has
wait.
one?
It's me, Lisa.
Hi,
I have
Lisa.
a question.
Go for it.
I just wondered, Jenny, you might be able to answer this question. I'm not sure, but how do you guys find groups on Facebook? Like, I'm a member of the moms group.
Yeah.
But that was through a friend. Like, how do you join or find other groups that you're part of?
So, like, what's something that interests you? Like, do you like a hobby? Like, what?
I think she means like physically how to find them, right?
Yeah.
You can just search in the search bar on Facebook.
Oh, really? You can just anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So, search something, a new group that, like that you have a hobby with, if it's sewing or something.
Okay.
Rachel, you had another one?
Yeah. So back to Instagram again. Do you guys find it hard that if somebody's not doing Beachbody already, that they kind of like don't want to convert? Because like I have somebody in the coach group right now, and she lost weight. She's always inspiring. So I did kind of like Jillian's approach. I messaged her, complimented, and said, you're really inspiring. Have you ever thought about doing this as a side job? Yada yada yada. And she's like, I don't think I want to do Beachbody, but I'll get into the group. How do you talk somebody into trying the products and stuff?
So I think that's tough. Like I definitely get the biggest no I get is people that say that they're not at their goal yet, and so they don't want to coach, and that never makes sense to me. But one thing that I think is really important is just to explain that it's fitness and nutrition. Like it's not, it's no different from someone that's using Jillian Michaels or whatever, or the elliptical at the gym. Like this isn't, I'm not asking you to change what you're doing.
Yeah, like if you like to run, you can still run. It's not like you have to give up like if you like to do spinning, like Kim's a runner. She runs all the time. You don't have to give up that. Others, they can do it still and still be a coach, I think.
Yeah, I would just explain that you're not asking them to change their current habits, right? Because you approach them because you like their current habits. Does that make sense? Or no? Are you talking about like the Shakeology portion? Or are you talking about like?
No, I just feel like, people are set. If they lost a lot of weight, they're basically set in what their routine is. And this girl was kind of like, I don't think I want to try Beachbody, So I don't know. I just have to talk with her.
Well, what's her routine? I have another Zoom we can use if we run out of time. But what's her routine?
Yeah, we have 2 minutes.
Do you want to switch, Jenny? Do you want to switch to mine?
It's up to everybody. You guys have more questions? You guys want to still?
No, I'm good. Mine just, she just goes to the gym. I think I just had to like get into an in-depth conversation with her. You kind of explained it good by saying like, you don't have to switch up your routine. This is like in addition to what you're doing. And a
lot of my coaches are gym rats. Like, to be honest, I tell people like, you either need to work out or you need to drink Shakeology. Most of my coaches on my team work out, but they do their own. To be honest, a lot of people don't do the Beachbody programs. They do their own whatever. I have a girl that likes Orange Theory. I have a girl who's just a plain old gym rat. Like she just loves the gym. But they like to drink their Shakeology and they're getting their exercise. But I feel like even if they didn't drink Shakeology and they were exercising, like that's really, as long as they're doing something, like if you are a coach and you don't exercise and you don't eat nutritiously, whether it's Beachbody or not, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. But if this girl is working out and like showing people that you can lose weight, it's not, it shouldn't be hard to kind of.
30 seconds. Yeah, I agree. I think you just have to kind of word it the right way, and I think she'd make a good coach. Well, thank you so much, Jillian. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. If you guys need me, I mean, I'm happy to open up another Zoom if people have more questions, but Jenny has my presentation and my Google Docs, so.
I will send it to everybody. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye. Bye.